Adrian Dantley a little upset with himself that he didn't go toward that pass.
Well, he just sort of walked out to receive the pass. Dominique overplayed it. He needed to break out a little harder to get himself open.
He tried to backdoor him. He drew the foul as he missed from Rivers.
The old pro right there, Isaiah Thomas. We've got Dominique down on the floor. I don't know if he caught a cramp or he got kicked in the knee.
Oh, his right knee is what's hurting him.
I don't know if he got kicked or what happened, but he's in pain right now.
Antoine Carr is going to check in. He can't get up.
Well, they've got to try to get him off the floor so that they don't get charged with a timeout. See, I think that they should have let the trainer come out in this situation. But they would have to be charged with a timeout or take a 20.
Hopefully, it's a cramp. Oh, it's when he goes into the crowd. And Joe O'Toole, the Hawks' terrific trainer, attends to Wilkins. Well, that we won't conjecture as to what is wrong with him. I hope it's a cramp.
Yeah, hopefully, or just where he got, hitting the funny bone on his knee there and just lost a little sensation. Well, you don't want to ever see an athlete like that get injured.
I live in Atlanta, but I would say that if it was Isaiah Thomas or whoever.
I tell you, Skip, I realize that what these guys' careers mean to them and their chance to do the things they do, and you never want to see anybody get hurt. I don't care what team they play for.
Thomas makes 1 out of 2. It's 64-58 Atlanta. I think Wilkins is all right from the way he's acting on the bench. I mean, he's felt better, but I don't think it's a serious injury. That's just conjecture. Willis, Whitman.
You can't do that. You can't shoot over the top of the basket like that.
He screams for a foul, doesn't get it. Dantley against Antoine Carr. Doc Rivers stole it from Dantley. Whitman. Whitman with 21. 66-58 Atlanta. Timeout Detroit. They're on their feet, and Atlanta's on me, and they are screaming. Check it. They're going to call it a 20-second timeout. 20-second timeout, so we'll keep it right here. It's 66-58 with 7:54 remaining. There's the man who signs the checks, Doug. So if
I smiled at him when he walked by, waved.
If there's any slow pay, you go see him.
I was a little nervous. He called me by the wrong first name, though.
We've had so many guys with this microphone, it's easy to do. But anyway, Dominique with the ice bag on the knee. I think he just twisted it. There's about a 2-inch difference from the height of the floor and the concrete below it. And it's there, I think, that Wilkins had his injury. They still don't know the severity of it. And as we said, only time will tell. Chuck Daly, Ron Rothstein look on from the Detroit bench.
They like to try to post Dantley on a sideline out of bounds, but see if they swing it across to try to get him in the post.
Isaiah for 3, didn't get any. And the rebound, Antoine Carr. And he and Willis lost it out of bounds. You can't worry about that if you're Mike Fratello. You'd rather have him over-hustled than be spectated. Well, Dominique Wilkins is back in the game. Let's see how he plays. He seems to be fine. Dantley goes to the hole, has it partially blocked for the foul. Tree Rollins doesn't agree, but Tree, he and I have been friends a long time, and in his heart he has yet to commit his first foul in the NBA.
Let's watch Dantley here driving the ball to the basket, going strictly to get the foul. He gets contact. I don't know of many players Adrian Dantley's size at 6'5", who can score as well around the basket and who aren't great leapers. You know, you look at a Charles Barkley who's a 6'5" or whatever, and he has such great explosion. Adrian Dantley has great footwork and a great use of his left and right hand, little flip shots around the basket. He's been an amazing player in the league.
That was Adrian Dantley's first free throw of the night. That's an item. With 3 fouls, Rollins up. Willis Reed over there along with Mike Fratello. That's the long and short of it. I mean,
he's really done a nice job with the development of these young Atlanta big men.
Dantley missed, but look at Lambier, and he's fouled, and he'll shoot too, I think. It's on Willis. That's his first foul. He's upset with himself. He let Lambier slip inside of it.
As a coach, it drives you crazy when either you have a guy get in the lane too quickly when you're shooting a free throw, or you don't block out and allow a team to get a second shot at the free throw. That should never happen. That's just a lack of concentration.
But it does happen.
Oh, it happens all the time.
That's why coaches get ulcers.
That's why I've got some gray hair starting to form at a young age.
Stick with me, you'll have a lot more. Lambier tries again. 66-61. He's had a heck of a game. 14 points, 6 rebounds. Mike Fratello with play instructions. They call the Hawks Atlanta's Air Force here. They look to Whitman. Rivers shoots the jumper. Nope. Out of the pack comes Rick Mahorn, and he makes like a guard, and then very wisely pulls up.
You can see Glenn Rivers is not confident shooting that jump shot. It's almost an afterthought right now. Everything he does is going to the basket.
Lambier, nope. Antoine Carr knocked away by Thomas, recovered by Wilkins. He's all right. It's a track meet right now. Here comes Isaiah. Rivers knocked that away. They're old playground buddies and rivals. Dantley can't buy one.
Atlanta got caught there trying to cheat out twice on the break. Didn't go to the boards. It could cost him 2 points.
Wilkins with a steal. Whoa, what defense they're playing. He'll shoot too. I would say he's okay.
It's a frightening feeling when you have Dominique Wilkins bearing down you on the open floor. You've got to try to stop him at half court. Once he gets it going, Skip, you better get the flags out and start waving.
Very good point. 66-61 Atlanta. They'll be at the line. The Hawks will when we come back.
Low post defense here. Dominique Wilkins circling the post against Adrian Dantley. The feed trying to go to the baseline side. Dominique, with his quickness and his leaping ability, takes it away and then fills the lane, really gets out and runs, catches the ball on the open floor, and there you can kiss it goodnight because he's going to attack the basket, and the only thing you can do is foul him.
That's what Isaiah Thomas did, his third. 2 shots for Wilkins. The voice you're hearing, that of Doug Collins, the Chicago Bulls fine coach. You keep this up, we're going to offer you a 7-year contract to replace Russell. Wilkins makes them both. Bill and Mel Proctor will be in the forum. Boston's going to be a winner without Kevin McHale. It would appear. 4 minutes left. It would have to be a total collapse, and they don't often do that. Isaiah knocked away by Wilkins. Atlanta by 7. Another defensive play. Can Antoine Carr catch Isaiah Thomas? Yes.
Should be a breakaway foul. I think he got him in his back. See if they call that breakaway.
2-shot foul, says John Vanek.
Are they going to give him possession? See if Antoine Carr was ahead of the play.
Vanek shakes his head no, but...
Well, that's why we get great hands here by Isaiah on the strip against Doc Rivers, but then on the breakout, Isaiah Thomas, Antoine Carr is behind him. I guess he really got down and got in front of the ball, but if any contact in the back, if you're not ahead of the play, is a 2-shot foul and possession. They call it the breakaway foul to try to prevent injury.
A month ago, Antoine Carr could have never caught it, but he's lost some weight, and he's playing great for that.
You saw the hustle on his part not to give that layup up. Detroit will not go away. They are hanging tough.
68-63 Atlanta. Dantley held Wilkins away from the ball. His first.
Adrian Dantley realized that he can't let Dominique catch it in the post. He'll jump over the top of him, really working him strong, and gets called with a foul.
Wilkins, Rivers. Isaiah somehow comes up with the ball. Lambier finds Mahorn. He's hammered.
you know, Doc Rivers right now does not look like he's running well. I wonder if his back is bothering him. There he fumbled a play and did not finish that drive very well. I wonder if his back is bothering him. Let's watch this play here. We see Kevin Willis coming over to the block, and it goes right to Doc Rivers, and he has trouble bending over to pick the ball up there.
He's in the front court. They double Dominique.
Somebody's illegal. I don't know who it is.
Wilkins for three. No. Kevin Willis has had a marvelous game. Doc Rivers out of the pack with the ball. A new 24 for Atlanta. 4:50 left, third quarter. This is what the NBA is all about, folks.
You play 82 games to get to do this.
Isaiah Thomas.
That's a bad shot.
4.5 minutes left in the third period. Isaiah.
There's that screen roll. See if they played any differently. Oh, they rotate up. That was illegal.
Dumars, nope. Somehow Mahorn got the ball in a basket. Atlanta stripping the ball from themselves.
Very active right now. Detroit is around that backboard. Anytime the ball is loose, they're clawing at it, kicking it loose, and getting some easy scores.
68-65. Atlanta by 3. Boy, Rivers won't take a jumper. This guy will. Randy Whitman. His high for the entire year, 30. He has 23 in this one, and we're in the third quarter. Spud Webb, John Sally, and Vinnie Johnson all about to report. Dumars drew the foul. No, they called traveling on Dumars. Atlanta got a break there.
Comes across, he just does sort of a hop step, and then Antoine Carr really goes after him.
Spud Webb up the floor. 3:30 left, third quarter. Doug Collins, Skip Carey with you. Game 2 from Atlanta. Carr, no. Shoots 2.
Have you ever heard of a definition of a man? Just look at Antoine Carr in the low post.
Oh, he's tough.
He is a man in there.
Atlanta has a bit of a problem. They have Cliff Livingston, who has been a big help to them all year. And now he's not getting any time because of the emergence of Carr.
That's why in the playoffs, it's so difficult to get 9, 10 guys playing time. You get down to about 8. In fact, if you look at game 1, Detroit played 7 players double-figure minutes, and Atlanta played 9. But you're not going to go too much past 8 deep in the playoffs. You just got to tell the guys they got to go through their fatigue.
By the way, both Carr and Livingston used to be the property of Detroit.
They also run the same front line at Wichita State.
Yeah, I saw them did a couple of games ago. Vinny comes in and misses. Rips it back, but had to foul to do it. And right now, the momentum is all Atlanta. Speak of the devil, and here comes Cliff Livingston to give Dominique Wilkins a rest.
Well, he's a young, energetic, aggressive player who is dynamite on the offensive boards. You let him run out in transition, and he can really get up.
Whitman is a terrific free throw shooter, 80% for the year. He's 1 out of 1 at the line tonight.
This last 3 minutes going to be very important for Detroit here. They need to stop the bleeding. They don't want to let it get up over 10 or 11 points. And right now, if he converts his free throw, it's going to be an 8-point Atlanta lead.
That's the way it is. Lambeer inbounds to Isaiah Thomas, who has been held to a single field goal, and that in the first quarter. Intended for Dantley, he was screened. Boston an relatively easy winner over Milwaukee. You'll have game 2 here tomorrow night. Isaiah, how many times has he knocked the ball free in this game? And that's the mark of a great player, Doug. His offense is not there, but he keeps playing tough.
Now he's playing all over the floor defensively.
Timeout called here. 2:51 left, third quarter. Atlanta by 8, and we'll be back. CBS and Braves baseball tomorrow as well.
Set play out of a timeout, a little lob for Dominique. Great pass, and he was able to convert it. 10-point game right now. Isaiah's got to take the ball in his hands and make something happen here for Detroit.
And he, on offense, has been unable to do it so far tonight. He's
great players rise to the occasion at just the right time.
His second field goal, first since the first quarter. Willis. Not a good shot. Dennis Rodman back in the game with the rebound.
Both teams in the penalty. You want to attack the basket, get to the foul line.
Oh, what a shot and a foul. Boy, you called that one on Isaiah Thomas.
Well, he sees Spud Webb on him right now, and he knows he can take him. The first time down, he posted him. This time, nice little back pick there. Willis lets him turn the corner. Left-handed shot, falling down. He was 1 for 7 prior to his last 2 shots, and right when they need him, he's going to cut this lead in half.
And Bank McGee comes in, and Spud Webb goes out. Or does he? No, I take that back. Spud stays in the game. And Dominic Wilkins goes out. He'll rest, I guess, the last portion of this third quarter. A 10-point quarter for Isaiah.
They've cut the lead in half in the last minute. That was a key series there for him.
75-70. McGee. Antoine Carr with a hand in his face. Antoine has 5.
See if Isaiah tries to clear out and just try to back Spud back down. Shoot right over top of him.
Great pass. Rodman blew the layup, but a whistle and a foul on Carr.
I don't know how long that Mike Fratello's going to be able to stay with that matchup. Isaiah using his strength to back Spud Webb down into the lane. He pump fakes. Cliff Livingston comes over to give help. He dishes it off to Rodman. So although Isaiah did not score there, he created that by getting a double team.
Rodman on the year, 59% foul shooter. John Battle checks into the game for Atlanta. And Webb goes out just as does. You ought to coach him this league. Rodman tries again. Houston, but Seattle playing them tough. 77-71. A minute 40 left third quarter. Sally got a piece of that. And he's called for a foul.
In the regular season, Daryl Garrettson might have hit John Sally with a technical there. He had a little annex after the play, even though he didn't say anything. In the playoffs, they'll be very reluctant to call a technical foul. They don't want to. They'll go over and tell the player just to cool off a little bit, and they allow the coaches a little bit more chatter as well.
4 fouls on Sally. Carr has given the Hawks a lift. He has 6. There goes Sally with 4 fouls, 1 to 2. A little rough on Willis and Lambier now. Bounce pass. Can Lambier save it? Yes. But it's thrown away. John Battle can't control it. They'll give it to Detroit. With 7 seconds on the shot clock and a minute 14 in the quarter.
I guess they ruled no possession, so they're going to have to push it, see if they just try to run Isaiah off a high screen, let him try to attack the basket.
Rodman threw it away. McGee, the interception. Here's John Battle. He just checked in for Atlanta. His first action in this series. Carr, yes. He has 9-7 in the quarter. A 10-point lead. 48 seconds left. A wild shot by Isaiah. John Battle. It won't go for him. What a tip. Detroit's in trouble, folks.
John Battle has really helped him in this stretch defensively. Done a nice job against Isaiah. Big possession here. They could push it to 14 if they score.
Willis, no. Mahorn, rebound. That's it for the third quarter. Now Mahorn and Willis have at it again, and Willis is going to be hit with a technical foul, and Mahorn will shoot it. Let's see, maybe it's a double technical. It appeared that Willis initiated the shoving, but it's a double. One on each. Nobody will shoot it, I don't believe. 12 minutes of basketball left. Now, let's make sure, as Vanek and Gerritsen talk it over. It's on Mahorn, and it's on Willis. And we'll be back. "12 minutes of basketball left, and tonight Detroit's in some trouble, Doug.
You see a little battle underneath the basket there between Laimbeer and Willis. At the end of the quarter, as you said, Skip, there was a double technical on Willis and Mahorn. They will not shoot it. They're sort of like offsetting penalties, and it will be Detroit's ball right now, and they're going to have to come down and get something going here early in this period. They've got to get themselves back in this ball game. I think the end of the second and third periods have really been costly to Detroit. They have not finished the periods very well.
Vinnie Johnson was tough early, but has not been heard from in the second half. He's heard from now. He has 12. And here we go again. Laimbeer and Livingston this time. It's a shame, really. This is too good a basketball game to have all this stuff going on.
You see it in the post, Livingston fronting Bill Laimbeer. And as they go down the floor, they both grapple each other. They call a double foul.
Double foul on Laimbeer and Livingston. The basket was good, and it's 83-73.
People in Atlanta shouting their approval for Bill Laimbeer right now.
Can't beat fun at the old Omni.
Nothing like being at home.
As Detroit will be on Friday night. McGee, no, and a whistle and a foul, and now they're going to call it close.
John Battle checking out of the ball game now. Doc Rivers in. John Battle gave them 3 very good minutes on the floor. Isaiah Thomas took it at Spud Webb. They made the substitution. Atlanta got the lead back, and now Doc Rivers coming in. So 3 minutes sometimes don't show up in the stat sheet, Skip, but they were very important 3 minutes.
That's why when you look at the box score of a game, you're only reading half the story.
You bet.
McGee makes the free throw. McGee, by the way, has 5 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 of them offensive.
Can never figure out why he's not a good free throw shooter.
The way he can shoot the ball from the field.
He's got too much time.
Only a 58% free throw shooter, 46 from the field on the regular season. Vinny, they won't go for it. Atlanta by 11 and with the ball. Carr again. Wow. Chuck Daly is going to want a timeout here. Antoine Carr is putting on some show. 86-73 Atlanta with 11 minutes left to go. Authorized under rights granted by the NBA solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the express written consent of the NBA is prohibited. Does Detroit have a chance still, Doug Collins?
Oh, you bet. There's still plenty of time, 11 minutes. I wouldn't be surprised for them to show some kind of token, maybe three-quarter pressure, not all-out pressure, just try to disrupt the rhythm that Atlanta has right now. Show them maybe something that they have not seen this ball game.
Adrian Dantley has but 9. Isaiah has 12. Atlanta's defense has been awesome. Vinnie Johnson, foul McGee. And even the rabid Atlanta fans can't argue about that one much.
Well, that's a foul you just don't want to commit right there. Vinnie Johnson jackknifing and double pumping on a tough shot, and you sort of bail him out and put him on the free throw line. That's just aggressive defense, so you don't want to put a harness on your players.
That's the balance. You want them to play with enthusiasm, but also under control, and that's very tough to do.
Especially in front of 17,000 screaming people who have your heart pumping. See if they show a little token press here. Maybe try to slow them up a little bit.
Dumars stays in the backcourt to play Rivers. 10-40. It's 86-75.
That's 5 possessions, Skip. That is nothing in this league.
Dominique back to work. Lambier the rebound.
I think they'll go to Vinnie Johnson again. He's got the hot hand right now. They like to run him off that single double screen.
Dantley and Wilkins, it's going to be on Dominique. Both of them were screaming for a foul. Now Lambier and Dominique Wilkins.
You know what? I'm going to say this, and I know Detroit people are going to get mad at me. Bill Lambier is the biggest agitator in the NBA.
Now Randy Whitman jumps in. He doesn't want Dominique thrown out of here.
The crowd was quiet. Now he's got them all fired up again.
Dantley fires, falls back. Whitman to Rivers. Atlanta appears to be in pretty good shape, but nobody's heading for home in the Omni. 9:50 remaining. Randy Whitman. That's one of the few he's missed. Rollins elbows Lambier. Lambier's on the deck. It'll be a 2-shot foul, and Rollins may be ejected.
Better watch it. They're getting close together. Better watch it.
Now a staring contest.
Let's watch what happens. Lambier's pass, outlet pass is deflected. Let's watch here an elbow by, see if they say Tree Rollins threw an elbow there, so that's an automatic 2-shot foul. You have to look for little subtle things to change the course of ball games. And something like that can change the complexion. Atlanta does not want to lose their composure right now, Skip.
To his credit, Lambier makes the free throw. And now to add to the mix, Kevin Willis is back into the game. It doesn't seem to bother Bill. I'll say that.
I think the guy's a 2 handicapper in golf, so he's got steady nerves. You don't have to worry about that. Didn't even touch the rim. Shows you a lot of guts.
Willis set a backcourt pick. And now Rivers is across the line. Dominique is calm. Whitman from the foul line. He makes a living there. 27 for Randy. 88-77 Atlanta. Willis and Lambier. And a whistle and an offensive foul. I think on Mahorn.
Just about called on anybody tonight. Just take your pick.
Rivers and Dumars bang at one another. Rivers, great pass, Willis. Kevin Willis with 19. It's 90-77 with 8:50. Mahorn posts up, but a whistle and a holding foul, I think, on Carr.
These guys are really working. In the low post, Antoine Carr trying to play defense, picked up a foul. Mahorn trying to post. These guys are going to be so tired after this game.
Dennis Rodman back into the game for Detroit. Adrian Dantley goes up.
Here comes Isaiah. He's had a nice rest, ready for the stretch drive with about 8:45 remaining.
Cliff Livingston gets Antoine Carr. Listen to the hand he gets, and deservedly so. Isaiah, and going to be a foul on Atlanta. Boy, Isaiah got himself in a mess there. He's lucky to get out of it.
You know, fouls could be a real factor here right now. The Pistons have only committed one foul. The Hawks are in the penalty, so from here on in, Detroit will shoot free throws the rest of the ball game on any foul. So Detroit can be very aggressive on the defensive end, Skip. On the other hand, Atlanta cannot commit silly fouls.
Most of those fouls were people pounding Bill Lambier. What a way to make a living.
He had a great line one time. I think he said he's the only guy in the NBA whose father makes more money than him.
Yeah. Big businessman.
He's got a great sense of humor.
Detroit 20 of 26 at the line with that miss. It's 90-78. The clock is on Atlanta's side, but a long way to go. 8:30 remaining. Doug Collins, Skip Carey with you from the Omni. Mel Proctor, Bill Russell waiting in the Forum to bring you Golden State and the Lakers. Whoa, a reverse by Whitman. He and Livingston wind up on the deck. Randy has 29. Mahorn crashed by Livingston. And again, a clean play. I mean, a very physical play, but he wasn't trying to hurt him. He stopped the layup.
Randy Whitman did something on that last possession. I don't know how many times I've ever seen him during the course of his career put the ball on the floor 4 or 5 times and get his own shot. But Rick Mahorn trying to gather himself to dunk this ball, and there is no way. He can't even get up off the floor.
Well, it's a mob scene here, and it's going to be one of those on Friday night. Boy. Bring your earmuffs.
The Detroit fans will be ready.
Dominique. $94-79. The curtain may be about to drop on this one. Vinnie Johnson, Mahorn, and Whitman conceded it, and very wisely.
Mahorn's really played a strong ball game for them. That's 16 points for him.
I got him for 14.
Oh, 14. That's it. He's played very well.
Doc Rivers, that's blocked and a foul. Goaltender, second, goaltender. Atlanta may have gotten a break there.
So it's Glenn Rivers driving to the basket, going up for a dunk. They ruled goaltending. It's hard to tell from that angle.
Foul on Rivers. John Sally checked. I feel like I've played in this game. It has been an emotional night.
It really has. I don't know how these guys have kept their cool the way they have. The officials have done a really good job. You've got to let the guys play. It's the playoffs. On the other hand, but on the other hand, you've got to call things, and it becomes a fine line, Skip.
I'll tell you what's interested me is, and I know they're your friends too, Chuck Daly and Mike Fratello. Despite your little spat with Chuck earlier in the year.
Chuck coached me.
But the way they have kept their composure. I mean, Mike doesn't look like it now, but he really has.
Well, they're both great coaches. Their teams won 52 and 57 games, and you don't do that by accident. They've done a great job building up their respective teams, so you know they're going to be able to handle themselves under this kind of pressure.
Atlanta brings it up in pretty good shape. They're up by 13 with 7:05 left. Wilkins doubled as usual. Knocked away, but it'll belong to Atlanta. All the practices, all the plane rides, all the games, and now you get down to this, and every play is so big.
Yeah, and if you're Atlanta, you say we lost the home court in one fatal swoop on Sunday.
Dominique will shoot two. It is really the tenor of the officiating has changed. They're calling it much more closely now because of all the near fights.
You've got a bunch of energetic athletes in a pressure situation. They realize what's at stake. They're not going to give up anything easy. They're vicious competitors, and it all sort of rolls into one thing of these officials having to keep this all under control, and that's a very tough thing to try to do.
Atlanta 85% from the foul line tonight, 17 out of 20. Now they're not. Lambier the rebound. Lambier unloaded the ball without a fight. Sally walks. And it looks more and more like a 1-1 series when Friday night rolls around. .640 left. Livingston, that won't go. Isaiah Thomas. He almost turned the ball over, and he did. And Detroit now is self-destructing.
It's 20 turnovers, 20-11. So right now, you figure as a coach, 20 turnovers is equal to about a point per possession. So 20-11 now, 9 points, and you see we've got a different basketball game.
It would be a 5-point game. 97-83 is our score. Kevin Willis has played big. It's knocked away. There's been a lot of that at both ends tonight. Randy Whitman, no. The slam dunk by Dominique Wilkins won't go. Isaiah blocked away, but a foul. Doc Rivers.
Well, Isaiah doing the smart thing here. He actually has a jump shot. He takes it right to the basket. Right-handed player. He takes it in with his left hand. Actually, Doc Rivers made a clean block. He hit him in the head with his arm. He got the ball cleanly, but the contact was to the head, and Isaiah will get there and shoot 2 free throws. It stops the clock and gives him a chance to catch his breath a little bit.
It's not over yet. They can move back to within 12. In the first half, there were 15 free throws shot. In the second half, there have now been 38, excuse me. 97-85. You see the time left in the game as Wilkins unloads to Kevin Willis against John Sally. Dominique, whoops. But a fortuitous hop for Atlanta. Isaiah tripped Doc Rivers. It was inadvertent, but indeed he did it.
Well, it's still not in the bonus. That's only the 3rd foul. So they'll take it out and get a new 24.
.551 left. Atlanta in no big hurry now. Wilkins will shoot 2. Rodman. That's 5 on him.
Dominique Wilkins in the low post. He's going to spin, go back to the middle. Isaiah Thomas with a hand on the ball. Did they call that on Rodman?
Yeah, surprisingly, I think they did.
Must have had a hand on his hip.
I'm in air. That's 4 fouls on Rodman. Wilkins makes the first.
Skip, there's still plenty of time left in this ball game for Detroit. They're only down 14. I know that sounds like a lot, but that's only 7 possessions. You've got almost 5.5 minutes to play.
No coach, whether he's coaching a game or not,
I'm telling you,
Isaiah, great move, has ever had a big enough lead.
I had a 7-point lead this year with 17 seconds to go in a game, and the other team coming back to win the game.
You didn't sleep, did you?
No. No, I know how that goes.
99-87. Cliff Livingston, Doc Rivers. They get the open jump for Willis. And it won't fall, and Detroit refuses to fold their tents. A desperate shot and a foul.
He makes these 2 free throws. All of a sudden, it's a 10-point game with 5 minutes to go.
And there again is a shot where Atlanta's better off letting him go. He was off balance, sailing to the left side of the lane. But enthusiasm rears its head.
The ebb and flow of an NBA game. A team always gets a surge, and right now, Atlanta's got to try to buckle down and cut this surge off. Detroit wants to get back in this ball game.
Boy, Seattle and Houston. That's something. '89-89. By the way, Bill Lambier in the first half was 6 out of 6. In the second half, 0 for 1 from the field. Whitman, that's his high for the year, 31 points.
A smart play there that he went ahead and took that shot. If you get too tentative and kick it back out and use clock, now you start playing into their hands. You've got to keep taking the shot.
Vinnie Johnson missed the jumper. It's been that kind of night. And Atlanta now in great shape. Score it. No foul. 33 for Whitman.
What's his career high? It's got to be
his high
close.
For this year is 30. The guys on the truck will let us know. Lambier, nope. Rivers the rebound. Vinnie Johnson fouled him. And Atlanta's in business.
That was a frustration foul there on Vinnie Johnson. Missed the jump shot, and instead of getting back on defense, he fouled there. Right now, that could be costly. It's in the bonus, so you don't want to foul down there.
33 is Whitman's career high. Regular season and playoffs. Mel Proctor and Coach Russell next. Coach Collins with Skip Carey here in Atlanta.
You know what's really interesting about that? Last time we were in Atlanta playing against the Hawks with the Bulls, it was a PBS game, and Bill Russell asking me, you know, why do you want to coach? And now he's right back in the fire with me.
I'm really happy for him. He's a terrific guy. He'll do a good job. Rivers, 1 out of 2. 104-89 Atlanta. Isaiah gets the layup on a finger roll. Isaiah with 19. Rivers got it to Whitman. Not this time. But Randy gets it right back. He's fouled. As he misses, he'll shoot 2. And Mr. Whitman has played the game of his pro life tonight. John Battle in, Doc Rivers goes up. Atlanta just keeps sending fresh troops at you. But then so does Detroit. Joe Dumars will return for the Pistons.
Randy Whitman's so hot, he missed that free throw. Couldn't understand how it didn't go in the basket.
Great shooters take it as a personal insult when they miss. Well, you would have. 105-91. 34 for Whitman. 3:48 left. Against 3 men, finds Vinny 3-second violation. 12-second violation, if truth be known. Now Dumars and Battle get into a little conversation. Atlanta by 14 with 3:30. It's possible, but it isn't likely. Wilkins, Livingston, and a foul. Lambier is on the deck again.
Bill Lambier had good inside position that time defensively, and Cliff Livingston just shoved him in the back. So Lambier had to pick himself up off the deck to go down and shoot these 2 free throws.
He's been like a mop tonight. He's been all over the floor.
I tell you, he's a tough player. You know, I called him a while ago. I said he's an agitator, and he is, but he's a tough player. He really is, and he gives us this Detroit team a subtle toughness to them. And he's a guy that you hate to play against, but you love to have him on your team. And I'm saying that as a compliment to him.
In a different way, I always thought Calvin Murphy, who was in our studio tonight, was an irritating, like a little water bug. He was everywhere, just drive you to distraction.
See, Lambier is a kind of player, though. He's always got such a grip on his emotion that he'll bang you and he'll get you upset, and then he'll walk away from it. And then now you go at him.
As Rollins did.
That's right. He knows that to shut it off and walk away. And the other guy just gets so upset that he can't stand it any longer.
105-93 with 3:20. Doug will be with Bob Neal tomorrow night in Boston, Milwaukee, Boston. And right after this game, the Lakers and Golden State.
I cannot wait for Game 3 of this series on Friday night.
Livingston will shoot 2. John Sally wants to travel, but no chance. Sally's 5th foul. Livingston tries again. When they walk out there on Friday night, who do you like? I mean, who's going to... I mean, the momentum will be with Atlanta because they won this game, it would appear, but it will also be with Detroit because they were at home.
I think that you'd have to give the edge to the game in Detroit, simply the fact that they feel like that they've done what they've had to do. They've come in here and stole the game. They're 1-1, and they now have the home court advantage. And now Atlanta's got to go back and show they can do the same thing. And I'd have to give right now the edge to Detroit.
Lambier for 3, didn't get a... Well, that Rodman's got it.
He is a really, really active player.
These are 2 teams that have to concern you.
Oh, man. You know, they're in your division, and they're looking at 57, 50 wins, and you're saying, how do we get to their class? You know, we win 40 games, but how do we get to their class?
And the Indiana Pacers really extended Atlanta in the playoffs. The veteran Zach Ramsey's got a good young club, too.
And how about Cleveland?
Rodman with the block.
Cleveland starts 3 rookies this year.
And Lenny Wilkins knows what he's doing. The Central Division has gotten to be very, very tough. Sidney Green has checked into the game. He's been sort of a forgotten man lately for Detroit. We'll be back.
Winning Game 5. That's, you know, you'd have to give the edge to the home team in the decisive ball game. They went and played very well. That's a quiet 20 points for Isaiah Thomas.
Vinnie Johnson, nope. The tip won't go for Rodman, and Atlanta's got it again. I want to correct something I said. Randy Whitman had 35 in a playoff game last year, so he's a point away.
Maybe he can save you here with the 2 points.
Wilkins may have walked, but no call, and a great shot. It's history.
Dominique looks over and winked. Rodman jumped over his head that time.
A wild one between Seattle and Houston. We'll have a final on that one before we say goodnight. Lambier drills it. His first field goal of the second half. He's got 20.
I tell you, adversity does not affect him. It's amazing. He steps up and knocks him in.
Whitman, offensive foul. He pushed off with his left arm, and indeed he did. A minute 21 left. Doc Rivers heads to the bench. So Battle and Whitman are on the back line. Dumars for 3, and he gets it. Well, they say just 2. Wilkins with a minute 5. Atlanta content to run some clock. 99. Well, the Hawks had 1-11 in game 1. But Detroit had 112. Antoine Carr and Spud Webb report. And Randy Whitman and Dominique Wilkins depart to a standing O. Whitman with 34, Wilkins 23. Whitman 15 of 25 from the field. Lambeer out of the game for Detroit. We're going to have some fun on Friday, Doug.
Oh, man. The Silver Dome will be rocking.
Then he makes one of the two. 41 seconds left. And a 20-second timeout called by Battle. He couldn't get the ball in bounds.
You know what those faces say? To say it all, losing stinks.
No fun.
You know, Skip, the one thing I've learned more as a coach than anything else is that winning feels way too good and losing feels way too bad. And that's the tough thing about sports.
The one thing, though, that baseball managers and basketball coaches and hockey coaches have that football coaches don't have. When you lose one in football, you got a week to think about it. We'll be back. Seattle did it again. Bernie Bickerstaff's guys are doing it. They lead 2-0 in their series. Boston beat Milwaukee in game 1. Battle gets it in. It's somewhat academic here. Chuck Nevitt has checked in for Detroit. 33 seconds left. Atlanta by 11. And a foul on Vinny. Battle doesn't foul on.
Confidence is a crazy thing in sports, isn't it? You got it one night and you get it rolling like Seattle did. They lose. How do you figure they go into Dallas the first game and give up 151 points?
Yeah, and you think it's going to be a joke?
You say, well, this is going to be a cakewalk, and then they win the next 3 straight and go into Houston and win 2. They've won 5 straight playoff games without their starting center, and they were 39 and 43 on the season. Now you figure that out.
That is why I've always said anybody who gambles on sporting events is a wacko.
You bet.
A little icing on the cake for John Battle. 113-100. Well, we'll be watching you tomorrow night with Boston and Milwaukee. 20 seconds left. Antoine Carr. He's been a big star in this game. He really has.
I'll tell you, the young man who really helped him too, John Battle. I think you're going to see him more in this series now.
Dumars commits the foul. Don't forget the Lakers and Warriors coming up right after this one, and this one is all but over. Mel Proctor and Coach Russell will have it for you here on TBS.
Skip, it's sure been an enjoyable night. I've really enjoyed working with you.
Pleasure's been mine, Doug. We'll do it again Friday. 115-100. Away from Sidney Green at the buzzer. He hits it. It counts, but it's over. Atlanta has evened the series at a game each. 115-102 the final. Totals and highlights right after this. Okay, thank you very much, Charlie. Tonight's Miller Lite player of the game is Randy Whitman of Atlanta. He scored 34, 15 of 25 from the field. That's 60%. So on behalf of Miller Lite, Turner Broadcasting, proud to donate $1,000 to the Multiple Sclerosis Foundation in Randy Whitman's name. The series is tied a game each, 115-102, Atlanta, the final. For Doug Collins from the Omni in Atlanta, Skip Carey. More basketball coming up. So long, everybody.